I know we're a little later in eating, so we abbreviated it a little bit, and then we'll digest this, and then we'll digest the food. So the 13 lessons he has are 1, super saving, 2, relating with money, 3, cash flow and budgeting, 4, dumping debt, which we'll go through some examples of, 5, credit sharks in suits, so basically the collection folks, credit bureaus, buyer beware, clause in effect, which is all about insurance, how to only buy big bargains, which will be very important, especially for folks who like Black Friday. Understanding investments, mutual funds, stuff like that. From fruition to tuition, which is talking about life planning and college tuition. Working in your strengths, which is talking about careers and extra jobs. And then the last is the great misunderstanding, or unleashing the power of generous giving. So one of the ones that jumped out at me immediately was the dumping debt. That has been, I know with myself, a lot of folks I know, getting to the point where you're out of debt is kind of the, if you could do that, everything else, for the most part, would seem like small potatoes. So I'll just read some of the myths that were listed out. Again, this is a whole week-long thing, but I'll just summarize it quickly. And I think you'll understand a lot of these myths, some of you know, some other ones a little deeper, but I also give this as a handout for folks who want to review it. But essentially, the top myths about debt. And we have a second speaker who's coming on after me. So myth number 1, which I think, how many folks in here play the lottery? Have ever played the lottery? Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. There are some folks that it's either us or we all know play the lottery a lot. But the myth here is playing the lottery and other forms of gambling will make you rich. The truth. The lottery is really a tax on us, and most of us can't afford it, or we shouldn't. And we either don't want to, or we don't want to face the reality of the mathematics. The house always wins, the lottery company always wins. And there are a few folks who win, but essentially it's taking from the poor and making 1 or 2 of us rich. This myth is about car payments. Car payments are a way of life, and you always have one. The truth there, staying away from car payments by driving reliable used cars is what typical millionaires do, and that is how they become millionaires. Car payments, yeah. This one is about leasing. I'll just read a couple more of these. So same thing, leasing your car is what sophisticated financial people do. That is the myth. You should always lease things that go down in value. They're great tax advantages. That is the myth. The truth of it is, if you look at Consumer Reports, Smart Money Magazine, basically they tell you that a car lease is the most expensive way to finance and operate a vehicle. A second truth on that, even if you talk to folks who own a business, it's really the same thing. You can actually write off your paid for car on taxes without paying payments. It's not like, oh, it's a great write-off because I own a business, therefore I have a lease. You still shouldn't have that. And then the last one, the way to minimize money loss on those things that go down in value is to buy slightly used. So some of these things we've heard, some of them you hear, and there are a lot more to actually do. There's about 8 of these. I'll just go to this last one because I thought it was also an interesting one. Actually, a friend of mine went through recently. So the myth: debt consolidation saves interest, and you just get 1 smaller payment. That is absolutely the myth. The truth: debt consolidation is a con, 100% of the time. The truth: debt consolidation typically saves little or no interest because you throw your low interest into that same deal. And then you can't borrow your way out of debt. And then lastly, smaller payments equals more time in debt. So you can kind of see the gist of where this is going. It's some really good things in here. One of the things that